Yeah, very explosive offense. You know, they're very capable of scoring points in a hurry. Tremendous amount of speed in the receiving core. Dynamic tight end. Plethora of running backs. I mean, it seems like every time they hand it off, the ball's bouncing. And a lot of production from the quarterback position, regardless of who's been in there. Every guy's been productive in his own way.
Kind of going off of that, what's preparing for their quarterback been like this week? I know their main guy went down last week, put a couple guys in. I guess what are you expecting come Saturday?
I expect middle to be middle. I think they always do a really good job of having an offensive game plan, regardless of who's at quarterback. They do a good job of taking care of their personnel and making sure that the quarterback's comfortable. That's why they've had a lot of success at that position. So I anticipate them just being well prepared. Every guy, again, has played at some point this season, so it's not like we've never seen them on tape. So we've been studying everybody and trying to be prepared for whatever they bring for us.
3 straight weeks, the lowest point total of the season, your opponents do, I guess. How do you keep the momentum going and not, let it, go through your head and just stay level-headed?
Yeah, I just talked to guys about, playing with that chip on their shoulder, talking about, start one way, finish the same way. How we start is how we need to finish. So as we continue to get better, I think that's instilled in our guys. And it's easy for our players because our players love to play. Like they look forward to game day. They look forward to the opportunity. They want to showcase all the hard work that they put into the week of preparation. So, they approach every week the same. Since camp, Coach Helton has been preaching to the team, hey, once the game is over, come Sunday, halfway through Sunday, we're on to the next, no matter what happens. And I think that mentality is permeating through the team.
A lot of emphasis goes on their defense and their ability to force turnovers, but it seems like they're a little bit susceptible to some of those turnovers. I think they forced 5 and had 4 themselves last week against Southern Miss. What do you see on film that you might be able to take advantage of in terms of enforcing those turnovers?
I think for us, and it's just, every defensive coach is going to preach turnovers and takeaways. Like we have to. I think you're like when you become a defensive coach, it's like the first thing they tell you is to preach that. But I think our guys know that we got to hunt the football. We got to hunt those opportunities and get stops to get ourselves off the field. Anytime we can give our offense the football, it usually translates to points. So and we feed off of that. We can get them the ball, they go score, and then it kind of avalanches from there as a team, so we can play complete football.
Kane had that interception last week. It seems like this defense is starting to, settle in a little bit to your style of coaching and your defensive schemes, I guess. Have you felt that way? Like they're starting to finally just settle in a little bit?
Yeah, I do. And a lot of times with defense, unfortunately, it takes time. You got to kind of get comfortable in the system. You got to know the checks. You got to know the adjustment. And then the offensive scheme changes week to week. So it's not like you're seeing the same offense that you can get. The things you messed up, you're going to get a different wrinkle, a different set of adjustments. So it takes time to get that. And I think we're kind of there where the players are settled. They know the scheme. They've seen a variety of offenses. They know how to make the adjustments. Now their confidence is starting to boost because they're making the plays.
You've been here for longer than most of the people here.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite part of the 100 Miles of Hate rivalry?
I just love the atmosphere. The first time you see that logo somewhere on Twitter or wherever it is, it's just everybody knows what that means and how important that is, and the history to it. And I've been in a few myself, so it's always a really good football game. And anytime you can be a part of a good football game, particularly rivalry games, that's what makes college football special.
This team has been, in a lot of close games this year, and they look back in I think 8 of the past 10 games, it's been a one-score game. I guess is there any added pressure, maybe getting into a close game against the rivalry opponents? Is there any added pressure toward that?
No, I think our mentality is always for it to be a 4-quarter game, regardless of who we play. I think that's evident throughout watching us through the season, because we always fight, we always claw. Coach Helton says it best. Let's get to the last 5 minutes of the game, and then that's where we want to be, right in a position to win. Obviously, things have gone well for us. So it's been a different scenario, but in our minds, we're always prepared for a hard-fought game, and that's what football is about. That's why you go play the game, because you never know what's going to happen. Our kids enjoy the process, and they'll love the outcome. We do what we're supposed to do.